Alrighty, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? I appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in, subscribe, like, all the good stuff. Friday night hoops, your New York Knicks defeat the Indiana Pacers by a final score of 101-92. 101-92. Stressful win there, man. Stressful win, but we got it done. I have no idea what it is with Indiana. The Indiana Pacers, I never want to play them again, even though we play them on Tuesday. It's funny because I tweeted out, this is the last time we play them, and then I looked at the schedule, and I'm like, oh, here they go again on Tuesday, because I forgot. I hate this. I hate that team. Like, I hate the Pacers. They have some type of secret sauce against us. It's never an easy one against them. It's always close. They just have a formula that we cannot, overcome. But man, oh man, it got close there at the end. And honestly, if the Knicks lost this game, I probably would have crashed out. But they didn't, right? They didn't. They go 3-2 on their 5-game road trip. So they head back home after tonight. Not bad, not terrible. Right? Not terrible, not bad. We take it and run. Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Castro, Joel, what's going on, guys? What's going on? How you guys doing tonight, man? Stressful win, man. Stressful win, but we got it done. Mitchell Robinson dominated this basketball game, guys. Career night for Big Mitch. $22 boards, dominating the boards. Had Zubac's lunch money all night long. 12 points, 22 boards, double-double, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 4 stocks, 9 offensive boards for Big Mitch. Career night for Big Mitch, and I got to tell you, man, I kind of miss him in the starting lineup. I do. It kind of just feels good having Mitch Robinson in the starting lineup, just dominating the paint, eating and gobbling up all the rebounds. So Big Mitch with a freaking amazing game, especially with the rebounds, and we needed every single one of them. So shout out to Big Mitch, man. 22 boards, career night for Big Mitch. Mikal Bridges, hits a big 3 there in the fourth quarter. OG Anunoby hits a big dunk there in the fourth quarter to extend the lead to 9, and that was all she wrote after that. After the Indiana Pacers cut it to 2, Mikal, a little bit of a quiet night, but he did hit that big 3 in the fourth quarter, 11 points, 4 rebounds. And Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson gives you 29 and 9 and 5. So JB with a respectable basketball game today for the New York Knicks. Did not hit a 3. A little bit inefficient, but it didn't feel like it. So JB gets back on track with 29 points, 9 assists, and OG Anunoby. Just an incredible game. I have him on the thumbnail because, he had a massive dunk in this game in the first half. He gives you 2 threes, 7 and 9 from the free throw line. When he's going downhill like that, again, not many that can guard him. Gives you 5 assists as well for OG, and 25 and 8 and 5. So great games from, Brunson, Mitch, OG, right? And then Jordan Clarkson. I want to shine some light again on Jordan Clarkson. Hits that buzzer beater, right, to end the third. And that was kind of important because the Indiana Pacers were, look, man, I don't know what the hell it is in Indiana. I don't know what Rick Carlisle got on the New York Knicks. I don't like playing this team. One of the worst teams in the league, if not the worst team in the league record-wise, and every time we play them, it's a dogfight. Every time. They've knocked us out twice in the playoffs, and every single time during the regular season, it is always a fight. And we got them again on Tuesday, so go figure. But look, you come out of there, you escape it. You're 2-0 now in Indiana. Jalen Brunson, game winner after the Cup. Tonight, you win in Indiana, and you take these and run. Because, look, you started a nice 7-game stretch here, nice easy 7-game stretch. And the most important thing, guys, is the New York Knicks are now a game behind the Boston Celtics, right, for the 2 seed. So that is where my mind is at right now. I don't care, I care how it looks, but you win the game. And, we figure all this other stuff out later, and we'll talk through it. But the Knicks are now a game behind the Celtics for the 2 seed. And you want the 2 seed because then you can have home court in the second round as well. So that is important because Boston lost yesterday to the Oklahoma City Thunder, which was a pretty good game, actually. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate the members in here. El Figgy, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Appreciate every single one of you trickling in here. Joel says, I wish we didn't have to verse them again in a couple of days. Exactly. We're just never going to get an easy win against an annoying team. Yes. Source. What's going on, Source? Pacers stinks as stressful as F. El Figgy says, don't forget to hit the like button on your way in. Appreciate you, El Figgy. Yes. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. It really helps out the algorithm, really helps out the channel, and really gets me noticed in the YouTube world. So, appreciate you guys for the support as always. It's free, just hitting the like button. CJ says Ariel Hukporti is the weakest link, unplayable, gotta be replaced. Actually, I like his aggressiveness on the boards in the first half, but yeah, I mean, he gave you 14 minutes, 1 rebound, 1 assist. His downfall this year has just been incredible, right? So, kind of going through the game. Pacom Daddier came into this game in the first quarter, and I was actually surprised. But Daddier hitting logo threes, right? Looking good. And he finishes the basketball game with only 3 points, and that was the only 3 that he made. Gives you a block. And, he comes in before Mo D, then D comes in the game. And then there was some, funky lineups that Mike Brown had on the court. It was this lineup in the first quarter. It was Brunson, Huck, Daddier, Mo D, and Jordan Clarkson. All in the first quarter. Funky lineup, right? Obviously, no Josh Hart, no Karl Anthony Towns, so this is the lineups that you're going to get, right? So, but, in that third quarter, Daddier misses a couple of assignments. You have Mike Brown kind of upset, calling timeouts. And Daddier actually... It was at that moment where the Pacers started to turn the game around at that moment in the third quarter. So whether you want to blame that on him, I don't really want to. But, it's good to see that, on a March 13th night, right, this is exactly what I wanted last year, right? March 13th night, the guys are banged up. Get the guys rest, Hart out, Cat out. Give your young players some runway here. And Pacom Daddier comes in, 6 minutes. That's all he gives you, but that's all you need, right? And Jordan Clarkson, again, continues his resurgence here. 19 minutes, 8 points, and again, that big 3 to end the third. And away we go. Eddie. What's going on? Salute. Salute, Eddie. Salute, Eddie. Source says Daddier first quarter minutes. Yeah, man, no Josh Hart, no Cat. No Josh Hart, no Cat. Right? So that's why, you had the Daddier showing. But yeah, I kind of like Mitch with the starters. And I kind of miss it. I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of miss Mitchell Robinson starting. I do. I don't think it's not going to happen, but because of Hukporti, right? If you had a serviceable, backup to Mitch, then I wouldn't mind seeing the big lineup with Mitch and Cat again. But the thing is, you don't. Right? You don't. You can't trust Hukporti. What are you going to do? You're going to play small. You're going to play Mo D at the 5. Sohan at the 5. I don't know. Sohan was out today as well. So, yeah, I mean, you take it. You gain a game against Boston, and that's honestly a positive sign. Again, you end the road trip 3-2. You started this easy stretch, right? Easy stretch. You're 2-0 with this easy stretch for the New York Knickerbockers. They're 43-25 now. Here is their schedule. Golden State on Sunday, no Steph Curry. Indiana again in Madison Square Garden. Again, they're probably going to play us like it's their Game 7. Pascal Siakam was out tonight. I don't know if he's going to play on Tuesday. But then Brooklyn, Washington. Pelicans have actually been playing well. Actually been playing better. And then you go on your last long road trip of the season, right? But, yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, Friday Night Hoops, you did what you're supposed to do. You win against Indiana, and you just move on to Sunday. The guys could finally go home, get in their beds, and, you know, this was the last longest road trip of the season, and away we go. Away we go. CJ says Trey Jamison got to be the third center. CJ, like, honestly, I think Trey Jamison could be better than Huck Bordy right now. Am I crazy for saying that? Like, I like Trey Jamison when he comes on the court. But the thing is, regarding his two-way contract, if you use him too much, I think it nullifies his contract. So that's the only thing that stinks about that. But, yeah, you know, Eddie says Brown must settle on a playoff rotation now. Yeah, and that's what you kind of want to see. And I think he has settled on a playoff rotation. It's the 4 guys off the bench. But now, what do you do with Clarkson? Like, I don't think you can take him out the lineup. I don't think you can take him out the rotation because literally he's been out the rotation. He hasn't been playing well. Wasn't playing well, prior to his benching. And now he's back in the rotation and playing well. Playing, like, really well. Again, the buzzer beater 3 tonight was huge. And he's a veteran. He's been there, done that. He's a clutch player. And the Knicks kind of need that right now. They kind of need his offense. Without Deuce and with the Alvarado struggling from 3. You know, you not kind of, you do need Jordan Clarkson's offense. You do. And Mike Brown, you know, credit to him. He went to Jordan Clarkson and now he's performing really well. Right? So wasn't pretty, but it's a win. Wasn't pretty, but it's a win. And I want to shine some light on Mitch, man. 31 minutes for Big Mitch. Season high? That has to be, right? If you want to take anything out of tonight, that's huge. Yeah, man. 31 minutes for Mitchell Robinson. Season high in minutes. Ankle's feeling good, and I'm feeling good at that. Mitch hasn't played 31 minutes all season long. That's telling me that the ankle's feeling good. Hold on, I got to tweet that, man. Season high, 31 minutes for Big Mitch. Getting me excited. And we all saw what he did last year in the playoffs. Hold on. Season high, 31 minutes for Big Mitch. Ankle's feeling good. Let's go, man. That gets me excited. What's going on, loud and clear? Joel says they asked Mitch about it in postgame. He said he was tired, but he has to work on that conditioning. Yeah, like, I always thought, like, his minutes were going to be capped to, like, 25, and he has gone above that twice this season, right? Well, more than that. You know, he's gone above 25 a few times. But 31 minutes for Mitch, 22 boards. Again, leading the league in rebounds per 36 and offensive rebounds. He's the best in the NBA. And he's important to what we're trying to do, man. We saw what he did versus the Pacers last year. We saw what he did versus the Boston Celtics, the Detroit Pistons. Like he's super valuable to what we're trying to do. And again, him in the starting lineup, I do kind of miss it. I kind of miss his presence down there in the starting lineup. Look, Mike Brown went to it to start the season, really wasn't that great, but that was when Mitch was like really limited, right? So I know he's not going to go to that, but to me, if there was a change in the starting lineup, it would probably be inserting Mitch or inserting Diawara. I would not insert Shamit. But yeah, shout out to Mitch, man. Big game for Big Mitch. El Figgy says, I thought Mike Brown had a timely challenges to get the momentum back. Yes, the challenge on Nembhard, right? Nembhard actually had a pretty bad game for them. He missed a lot of open looks. The challenge on Nembhard, and Mike Brown is actually really good in challenges this year. It's just that sometimes we're like pulling our hair out to force him to use them because he doesn't like using them. But the Nembhard challenge was huge, and because they would have had the ball back, and it was a close game at that point. And it's little things like that I'm watching now. The little things that can swing a basketball game, right? The challenges, the rotations, the timeouts. Like, guys, there's only 14 games left. Believe it or not, there's only 14 games left. So all of this stuff has to kind of be cleaned up, and like when we hit the playoffs. Right? 14 games left. There's one more back-to-back this season, and that's it. So one more back-to-back, 14 games left, and now you're right behind the Boston Celtics in the standings. And I know Boston doesn't matter. Like I know the Celtics probably don't care about the second seed. To be honest with you, they probably don't care about the second seed. But as a Knicks fan, I do, because I want home court in the second round. Boston's gonna, end the season with trying to be as healthy as possible and try to manage Tatum as much as possible, as they should. But as a Knicks fan, like I want that second seed. I do. I don't care who we play in the first round, because I think no matter who we play in the first round, whether it's Miami, Orlando, preferably I would like Toronto, but it's get as many games as possible in Madison Square Garden, right? At least get that, right? At least get that. Game 7 in your building is always a positive, and you put yourself in a nice position now, and you're a game behind them with a chance, like you have the tiebreaker with another game at the end of the season against them. So we'll see. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Once again, happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. You New York Knicks end their 5-game road trip going 3-2. Almost gave us a heart attack there against the Pacers, right? Almost. They shot 29% from 3 and still were able to pull it out. What did the Pacers shoot? 26% from 3, 39% from the field. Nembhard was really struggling for them on their side. Obi came in and actually hit 3 threes. Look, whatever offensive system they got going on there, it's plug and play, and it works. It does. It works for them. Next year, I know they're going to be right back at the top of the Eastern Conference with Hallie back, and I'm sure they're going to make some trades and signings this summer. But the Pacers, man, look, they're 15. I think they've lost 12 straight in a row now, but it doesn't feel like it as a Knicks fan, right? It does not feel like it as a Knicks fan, because simply like it's always a battle against this team. Always a battle against this team. And our wins on this trip, right? Going back to our wins on this trip, Pacers wins, if you want to call it was a close game, right? Close game into the end. Utah was a shit show in the first half. Second half, you have that amazing second half and you pulled through. Denver game was probably one of their best showings this season, right? And even like their last, like Denver, Toronto, San Antonio, that's a big win. And the Spurs just keep on winning. And their only loss is to the New York Knicks in their last like 15 or 20, right? So, you know, look, all you want as a Knicks fan is one, to be healthy to end the season, right? Nothing else matters but health right now. Two, if you're a part of the group that wants the second seed because of the home court aspect, then two, you want to get the second seed for the home court advantage in the second round, whether that's against the Celtics or whomever, right? And three, you want to be consistent with your subs, with your offense, and with your defense. Defensively, they've been pretty good. Offensively, they've been okay, right? With some bumps in here. That's why Jordan Clarkson has been inserted. But they, with 14 games left, that may seem like a lot, but they're still figuring some stuff out. They are. And Mike Brown is still figuring some stuff out. It's his first year here. But come mid-April, end of April, all that stuff goes out the window. Like, no one's going to care about anything but who we play in the playoffs, right? They got to figure it out, and I think they will. I think they will. Isaiah, what's going on? What's going on, Isaiah? Appreciate you in the chat, Isaiah. Appreciate every single one of you. El Figgy says, I think if we play the Heat or the Raptors, we can close them out in a gentleman's sweep. Orlando will be a 6-game slugfest. Yeah, be careful with those Heat, man. Be careful with those Miami Heat, man. Honestly, like the Heat. I know we'll beat the Heat, but be careful with them. But yeah, Orlando could be a slugfest, right? And they'll probably injure some of our players, which I don't want, obviously, because of how physical they play. But I honestly do think that we should be able to beat any of those teams, right? Orlando, Miami, Toronto. Preferably, I would want the Toronto Raptors because simply due to the fact that we've owned them. We've owned them, right? So why not have them in the first round and cruise into the second round, right? Right? So, but then last year, we played the Pistons, and it was a tough grind in the first round that got us prepared for the second round against the Celtics, right? So it's all about experience. So obviously you want your easiest opponent in the first round, but yeah, either one of those teams, the Knicks should cruise to the second round. Now, if you get the Celtics in the second round, look, man, Celtics are going to be tough. They are. Celtics are going to be tough. They are a team that nobody wants to play, and they're a team with revenge on their mind if they play the New York Knicks, especially. The storybook is right there if they play the Knicks with Jason Tatum. So we'll see, guys. We'll see. But right now, all you care about is getting the second seed, getting healthy, and just building good habits, right? That's what I want to see from this Knicks team. Building good habits up into the playoffs. You don't want to see these bad habits. CJ says that 7-0 run by Huff swung the momentum, and we barely got it back. Huff, man. Huff Puff. Huff Puff. Remember the last game in New York where he was freaking dominating us? Huff Puff, man. Yeah, we barely got it back, but credit to Mikal hitting that three, and Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby leads the Knicks with like 107 dunks, by the way. The second behind him is Mitchell Robinson. And I'm trying to get the statistic in the NBA, like who leads the league in dunks. OG Anunoby has to be up there. Nasty dunk in the first half. Like, he's been dunking the ball a lot. And that, like, his verticality this year has been really impressive. And even last year, too. But, yeah, man, just a win, right? A win. The Pacers, they made their runs. They were hitting their threes. And then the Knicks kind of shut off their water when, in that fourth quarter, especially when OG and Mikal hit back-to-back buckets. And it was like, all right, we can relax now. We can relax. But I'll tell you what, Nemhard, if he made that corner three when they stole the inbound pass, I probably just would have gave up, man. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? The Nemhard corner three right in front of the Knicks bench. Not Nemhard, excuse me, Naismith. I probably just wanted to just gave up. Right? Like, why couldn't he miss one of those threes last year? All we needed was one. Just miss one. 1 of 5 tonight, man. Go figure. Go figure. El Figgy says, having an easier run in the playoffs helped the Pacers play us in the East Conference Finals with fresh legs. Yeah, and also having a coach that will play multiple people rather than like 7 guys will help us have fresh legs as well. And I know the playoffs, the rotations shrink. They do. If you're playing well, you're going to play. If you're not playing well, Mike Brown has options to go to. Right? Mike Brown has options to go to. Now, he has Jordan Clarkson playing well. Right? Right? He has options. I'm trying to get the Mitchell Robinson. And this isn't also development this year with Mitch. The lobs. Finally. This is an interesting development that's happening right now with the New York Knickerbockers. They are finding Mitch on lobs. It's what we've all been wanting for years. First 24 games, only 9 lobs. The last 24 games, 21 lobs from Mitchell Robinson. You're seeing Jalen Brunson catch him on lob. You're seeing OG Anunoby caught him on a nice lob today. Mikal Bridges. Alvarado, you're seeing guys catch him on lobs. You throw it up next to the rim, Mitch is going to gobble it up. Pause. And dunk it. He's going to dunk the ball. And with the season high in minutes tonight for Mitch, 31, that's telling me that he's kind of all the way back. Like he's catching lobs. He's jumping high. He's grabbing rebounds over like other 7-footers right over them. Like, give me that. Thank you. That's mine. And that's telling me that the foot is feeling good, man. And I want the New York Knicks to pay him. Right? I know they're not going to now, but that's going to be an interesting development during this summer because there will be teams lined up to pay Mitchell Robinson this summer. Many teams lined up this summer to pay Mitch. And the Knicks should be at the forefront. Right? Should be. Because, man, oh, man, without him, I don't know, man. But I love the way it looks with him. I'll tell you that. 9 offensive boards, 22 career night for Mitch with the rebounds. Exactly. Nick Yak says, this is what a healthy Mitchell Robinson looks like. Yes. This is what a healthy Mitchell Robinson looks like. Catching lobs, playing defense, 4 stocks today for Big Mitch. Come on now. He's healthy and he's healthy. 12 points, 6 to 10. Now, the only thing that's a concern are the free throws. And that's one thing where I'm going to watch in the playoffs. Will teams go to that? Will teams unleash the hack of Mitch in the playoffs again? Right? It's a copycat league, right? Celtics did it. Pacers did it some. It's a copycat league. Teams did it earlier in the year, even later in the year, this year, in the mid-year. They really haven't done it much lately. Chris, what up? Chris Gotti, what up? But Mitch with these rebounds, man. I mean, it's career. Like, 8.5 rebounds a game, and he's playing like, guys, in the first quarter, he had like 9 rebounds in like 4 minutes. In the first quarter, he had like 9 rebounds in like 4 minutes. So, he's awesome. He's awesome. Elfie says, Alvarado hasn't been able to break off the dribble lately, and he's not threatening offensively. We need him to at least be pesky on defense to give Jalen some rest. You brought up Alvarado. So Jared Schwartz spoke to him prior to the game, and Alvarado was very blunt in his offense right now. Jared said he asked Alvarado where he's at with his three-point shot. Alvarado said, terrible. I effing suck. Put that in the story. It effing sucks right now. I just got to continue to trust my work. I've been a good shooter my whole career. It's a different road, a different situation here. You asked me how my three-point shooting is. It sucks, so I got to get better at it. So he's taking it upon himself. And he knows that his three-point shot is not where it needs to be. And I love that he's coming out and saying this. Like, look, my shot sucks right now. Like, I'm better than this. And I'm going to continue to stay in the gym, continue to get better, and continue to help this team win. Because, guys, in the playoffs, he's going to be in the rotation. He's going to have his Alvarado moments. He's an energizer. He's kind of like how Campaign was last year for us. But I think better. Even though Campaign just dropped like 30-something. You guys saw that? For Philly? Crazy how Campaign went from overseas to signing to Philly, and he's dropping like 33. Shout out to Campaign. But he's kind of like our Campaign, but with the New York attitude. I think he's better than Campaign. But he recognized that his shot is off right now, and he's down on himself. And I kind of like the bluntness from him. So. Chris says, imagine how many rebounds Mitch would average if he wasn't on a minute restriction. Yeah, I mean, what is he at now without the minute restriction? He is at 8.6 in 19 minutes a game. 19 minutes a game, he's at 8.5 rebounds per game. Wow. Wow. Yeah. I mean, it'll be double digits easily. I mean, you can kind of get that number with his per 36. Even though I don't like the per 36. I would say it'll easily be double digits. But the thing about Mitch has always been the health, right? It's always been the health. It's always been getting him healthy, find him on lobs, the offensive game, the free throws, right? And that's been important. Like, they're starting to figure out the lobs with Big Mitch. And I'm assuming he won Defensive Player of the Game. If I'm not mistaken, I would guess. I haven't seen anything yet, but I would assume he won Defensive Player of the Game today.
More of that from you lately. And Anunoby had a great connection on the alley-oops. We've seen so much more of that from you lately.
Let's go, Mitch.
Had a great connection on the alley.
Josh Hart's always a fool, man. Always a fool. It's close to 15 every 36 minutes. Yeah. Josh, man. Josh on the bench, cracking up, cracking jokes, of course. There we go. Hey, I thought you were hurt, Josh. Trying to get that interview with Mitchell Robinson to see what he said, because Mitch is always a fun interview. Always a fun interview. But yeah, dominant on the boards today. Just dominant all around. 22 rebounds. 22 rebounds for Big Mitch. MSG's dynamic performance for Big Mitch. Let's go. Mitch should also be the player of the game, yes. Mitchell Robinson's huge to what we're trying to do. Everyone's huge, right? The thing about this Knicks team, if one player or two players don't perform well, kind of goes off the rails a little bit. But Mitch has always been consistent. He's always been consistent. It's always been health with him. It's always been stay on the floor, hit your free throws, and rebound the basketball. And he's been doing that tremendously. All right, here's the interview with Mitch. This is what I wanted to see. Here it is.
Some guys out, so I had to step up. And
whoa. Go, keep going. You're good.
You fixed it. Tech wizard.
Basically, so, they had to step up.
You played big minutes tonight as well, Mitch. Just how are you feeling? 31 minutes. How are you feeling after that?
That was the first time this year, I believe, so I'm a little worn out. But, I got to keep working on my conditioning so I can actually play these type of minutes.
Looked like you and OG Anunoby had a great connection on the alley-oops. We've seen so much more of that from you lately. What can you say about your developing offensive game?
They starting to trust me a little bit more each and every game, and, they see me putting in the work in the gym, so, the trust is getting there.
Mitch, we've had a chance to ask Mike Brown this question, but down the stretch, folks are looking at the schedule and maybe not the toughest stretch. What do you guys need to do to continue to make sure that you're prepared when playoff time rolls around in April?
For sure, stay connected, stay conditioned, and, ready to go.
Mitchell Robinson, a career.
Stay connected. That's from MSG Networks on MSG, clearly. So credit to them for the video. Stay connected and stay conditioned. And Mitch, 31 minutes tonight, most minutes this season, staying conditioned. Like Mitch, he looked good. Little winded there at the end, but that's okay. Little winded there at the end, but that's okay. Joel says the Knicks have a 10% chance to get the 2 seed. That seems kind of low. I think we can. Why not? Why not? I think the Knicks finish number 2. I do. Because you see what Boston's doing now. Right? They're resting Tatum, even though they almost beat the Thunder without, Tatum. But they're not worried about the 2 seed. 2, 3, 4. They have it in their mind that they can beat anybody in the East, right? So I'm sure they're not ready. They're not worried about the 2 seed. I think the Knicks finish number 2. I think Boston finishes number 3, right? And right now, if the season ended today, the New York Knicks would be playing the Miami Heat in the first round, right? Because it's 3-6. So, and then if we finish number 2 seed, it's whoever comes out of the play-in, right? So, yeah, I just think we finish number 2 and we just go from there. But I wouldn't be upset if we finish 3 either. I wouldn't. It'll suck losing that home court in the second round. But we've shown that we're a pretty good road team in the past when in hostile environments when it comes to playoff atmospheres, right? I mean, Boston, Detroit, Indiana was the only place. The only place. Despite Karl-Anthony Towns' heroics in Game 3 that propelled us in that game, but we were 1-2 against them in Indiana, right? So anywhere else, but I'm so happy Indiana's not in the playoffs. Like I'm so happy they're done because again, they play us hard, they play us tough. But once again, shout out to the chat. Appreciate the members in here. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button, subscribe. If you're new here, hello, my name is Anthony. Do post games after these Knicks games. You guys can hit the Discord and call into the show if you want to call in and voice what you have to say regarding the New York Knicks. But the New York Knicks finish their 5-game road trip going 3-2, right? 3-2 with those 2 losses in LA. Right, they start a nice seven game easy stretch here, and they started 2-0. Now they go back home and face the Golden State Warriors, where they're without Steph Curry, and then the Indiana Pacers again. Right, so there are some games when the New York Knicks are going to be able to gain ground on Boston. It's just whether Boston's going to, continue to win and continue to win in their way, or continue to lose. Right, so got dicey there tonight for the New York Knicks, but, big shot from Mikal in the 4th, big dunk from OG, and away we go, right? They kind of extended the lead and kind of made me kind of breathe in and breathe out a little bit. So, yeah, man, right now, all we want to do is build habits and get healthy. right? Build habits, get healthy, and see who shakes out. Like who does Mike Brown really trust in April? Like, it's hard to judge that right now. Like, it's hard, not judge. Judge is not the right word. But it's hard to guess that, because you would think it depends. If Deuce McBride's healthy, that kind of it kind of extends the rotation even more, right? But it's good problems to have, because this Jordan Clarkson resurgence, let's be honest, like, many of us did not see this coming, right? And he's come in, he's played really well when the New York Knicks have needed a punch off the bench. He's kind of taken the Alvarado scoring away from Alvarado. But we saw Jordan Clarkson with Alvarado tonight, right? I even think we saw a lineup with Clarkson, Alvarado, and Brunson, if I'm not mistaken. But Alvarado's going to play, but Mike Brown has seemingly limited his minutes, because if he's not going to shoot well on the court, then that's a big part of what we're trying to do. Mike Brown loves with these sprays and these threes. Like, you need three-point shooters out there. So Clarkson has come in, provided you offense, even defensively. Like tonight, he had a couple of possessions where he's, deflecting passes and just a good recovery here and there, right? It's even stuff like that for Clarkson that Mike Brown probably wants to see, and that probably led to his benching early on. But yeah, man, I mean, Mo D, he had a nice crossover tonight, but he didn't convert it. I wish he would have converted it. But Mo D, man, is the future's bright for him. Let me see if I can get that crossover. Do I have it? Here's the OG Anunoby dunk, by the way. Shout out to the chat. OG dunk. There it is in the first half. Going to his right, coming down the lane. OG. Here's the crossover I was talking about from Diawara. Didn't convert it, but it's like little things like this where I'm noticing, like, his handle's improving. His handle's really improving. 6'9" doing this, guys. Left to right crossover. He missed a layup, but I like seeing him progress in different areas in his game. Right? It's just little things like this that will help him in the future. And I think he's going to be an absolute star in this league. I think he's going to be a star, man. Honestly. Shout out to you guys in the chat. Darian, what's going on, Darian? For us to finish 2, we need to be more consistent. Yes, Darian. I don't even think we need to go on this like crazy run to finish number 2. Because we're only a game behind Boston. If we beat them later on in the season, we own the tiebreaker. So if we're tied with them, we get the 2 seed. Right? I kind of want to play Miami or Orlando, selfishly, so I can go to a road game. Like, I kind of want to play one of them. I kind of want to play, I don't know how Figgy. I kind of want to play Orlando. I kind of want to play Orlando in the first round. Am I crazy? They're 8-2 in their last 10. They've won 6 in a row. They're playing better. I don't know. I kind of want to test in the first round. I kind of want a team to get the Knicks angry. Right? Like, I don't want them coasting. Like, I need them to be on their A game. I need this Knicks team to be on their A game. And I feel like Orlando would bring that out of them. Right? If they played a Toronto, I know we'll still beat them. We'll still beat them, but I don't know. I feel like this Knicks team needs sometimes they need like a little kick in the rear. right? And they have responded well. And, we'll see. But right now, if the season ends today, it's Knicks Heat in the first round, which I'm okay with. Bam, just dropped 83 the other night, and that was a big controversy. But, they have Bam, but they don't really have, even though the Heat have kind of given us, they beat us once this year, but, right? Did they beat us once this year? I think they beat us once this year. I think we lost to them in Miami. Yeah, early on in the season. Third game of the season. Man, we started the season 2-3. The sky was falling. Remember that? Disrover, where you been, bro? Where you been, Disrover? Appreciate you guys in the chat, man. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you're staying safe out there on this Friday evening. Disrover says Fran smokes OG, unfortunately. Yeah. But I kind of want the Knicks to kind of get like a good match, like a good test in the first round. But El Figgy says, ducking that Orlando smoke. We need to stay healthy. Yeah. Yeah, if you're worried about the injuries, if you're worried about Orlando, like, purposely injuring our guys, which I don't think they would, but the Disrover says they play dirty. Yeah, they do. But that stuff can happen against any team. But yeah, you kind of want to avoid that stuff, right? You don't really want to mess with that stuff. That's why Tatum sat yesterday versus OKC. He kind of wanted to avoid the Lou Dort shit and the Lou Dort situation. And I get it. I get it. But I wouldn't mind it, if what I'm saying. I wouldn't mind it. We beat the Magic, but we lose soldiers along the way. Yeah, that's when they took out Landry Shamit's shoulder early on in the season, man. They took out his shoulder. But we also took out we didn't take out Fran. We took out Franz, right, in that game where he hurt his knee. Didn't he just get back from that injury? And that was the game where he got hurt against us. Right? And Paolo, I'm not worried about Paolo. Paolo got hurt against us too. It's always an injury fest when the Knicks play the Magic. Both sides. Both sides. Jesse, what's going on, Jesse? Appreciate you in the chat. Says the problem is that Orlando plays dirty. Playing them in that first round could lead to injuries. Yeah, everyone's bringing that up, huh? Everyone don't want to play Orlando. But yeah, guys, get healthy. Finish the season strong. 14 of these things left, right? Yeah, 14 of these things left. Golden State, Indiana, Brooklyn, Washington. Guys, you should win. You should win your next 4 games, right? Should win your next 4 games. And that's a 6-game winning streak, right? And I think you're the 2 seed on March 23rd or even before that. So, Wendell Carter Jr. also slid his foot and twisted JB's ankle. Yeah, I do remember that. They're dirty. All right, you guys convinced me. You guys convinced me. No Magic in the first round. No Magic in the first round. But yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Trying to refresh the timeline, see if we can get some quotes. Once again, shout out to you guys, man, for hopping in here on this Friday night. Many other things that you guys can be doing. Thank you for giving me your time. Honestly, I honestly appreciate it. As always, just hit AK subs, by the way. So shout out to you guys for making that happen over here in the KnicksNation channel. You guys are awesome. And let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks. Let's end this season with a bang, man. All right, let's end this season with a bang. OG Anunoby tonight, 25 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Let's go, OG. Look at the lobs. Lob to Mikal. Let's go. Man, he had 5 dunks tonight. This Rover says, give me the Raptors in the first round. Man, oh man, freaking bull. OG's a bull. Yeah, Deuce's ankle in December too. Yeah, man. Injury plague Magic. Them dudes are warriors. They're fighters in Orlando. Yeah, you guys convinced me. I don't want to play the Magic in the first round, man. I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that, man. You guys are giving me bad flashbacks right now. Bad flashbacks right now. Trying to see if we defensive player of the game, did it come out yet? Has to be Mitch. Right? Has to be. They were late the last time. Tweeting out the photo. What do you guys think about Jalen Brunson's game tonight? You think he got back to Jalen Brunson? I think he got back to being him. He's been struggling. The starts have been slow. He started better tonight. The starts have been a struggle for Jalen Brunson. He's been inefficient. But I think he got back. Like, no Cat, obviously, no Hart. Cat is the other high usage player on this team. But I think he got back to being him, right? He was actually winning his matchup tonight, JB, right? And I've been saying that he's looked small lately. 2 turnovers tonight, which isn't terrible at all. It's not bad. But lately he is just, the turnovers have been piling up, and he's been making bad reads, bad passes, as well as missing his prototypical mid-range jumpers. And tonight was better in the mid-range. 0-3 from 3. Got into it with Rick Carlisle a lot. You saw that when that they called the violation on the Knicks. And I don't know what happened in that play, but I think because they inbounded the ball on the side that they were allowed more time, and Rick Carlisle didn't know that, and Rick Carlisle was like screaming like it was an 8-second violation, and Brunson and Rick Carlisle were like getting into it, and those two clearly they still don't like each other, because if you guys remember, Rick Carlisle used to coach Jalen Brunson, number one, clearly, and he also benched Jalen Brunson in a playoff game. He did when he was with Dallas. So there's some kind of bad blood there. Now look, Rick Carlisle has had our number. He's beat us twice in playoff series. But yeah, I think JB got back to being JB tonight. And look, we knew that was coming. We knew that was going to come. But he was going through some stuff, and he needed to correct it, especially his decision making, right? And his assist numbers this month has been up, right? He has a couple of 15 assist games, 9 assists tonight, right? So let's go. El Figgy says they weren't double teaming him, and he looked good. El Capitan. JB. Mike, what's going on? What's going on? He says 30 games left if we want the deep run we're all expecting, and I know it's going to be a deep run. This team is built for the playoffs, and we are all going to finally see. We are good. Bringing in the positivity in the chat, man. Appreciate you in the chat. Once again, thank you for becoming and staying a member, Mike. Appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Thanks to all the members in here, man. You guys are awesome. Yeah, look, 30 games left if we want. Yeah, man. I kind of want to look at it like that too, because 16 games in the playoffs, which you got to win, right? 16 games. And right now, as a Knicks fan, if you think that we can get to the promised land, I'm not going to hold you, right? They've shown that they're consistent at being inconsistent, but I still don't think that there's a team in the East that can beat the Knicks 4 times. I don't. Like, deep down inside, I don't. Like, even look, Boston, right now, if you were to, call me crazy, but Boston has kind of like overlapped Detroit in my head right now because of how they're playing lately. And Detroit has kind of hit a wall here. And I'm fully expecting Detroit to have problems in the playoffs with scoring especially. Now, when we play them, if we play them, hopefully it won't be to the East Conference Finals. It's a different animal. But it's Boston, Detroit that are the only teams that I think can take us to 7 and possibly beat us, right? But I just, even them, it's like, if we lose to either one of them, like it's it'll be a disaster. It'll be bad, man. It'll be bad, but we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. Once again, shout out to the chat. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Knicks got another game on Sunday here against the Golden State Warriors. So can't wait for that one. And away we go. I'm trying to see if they still no defensive player of the game, huh? It gotta be Mitch. It gotta be Mitch. Yeah, this rover Mitch with 22 rebounds. It has to be. Career high 22 boards for Big Mitch. Round of applause for Mitch, man. El Figgy says, what's wrong with Cat? I just think it was a rest day. What's the injury that they said? I think it's the knee. Remember his knee buckled a couple of games ago? His knee buckled a couple of games ago. Fought through it last game, but I just think they're being cautious. And as they should, right? Cat, even with the knee, has been just incredible. Incredible. I think his knee buckled. Maybe it's a knee sprain. Who knows? But he gets today off, tomorrow off. Then we got a game on Sunday against the Warriors, right? So this way it gives him a couple of days to get right, get healthy, and away we go. Because that's all we want, right? We don't want to push these guys with like 15 games, 14 games left, right? And that was the difference between Tom Thibodeau and Mike Brown that we all wanted. Like, these games matter, but in the whole grand scheme of things, like, how much do they matter if, in April, if these guys aren't available? And last year, the Knicks were really healthy despite Tom Thibodeau, like, playing the guys a lot, right? And they're used to that, too. Let's not get it twisted. The starting 5 is used to doing that. Brunson, Hart, Mikal, and Anunoby, they're conditioned to do that. OG Anunoby, by the way, I think he's in the best shape of his career right now. Best shape of his career. If you go back and look at an OG Anunoby media day photo, when was it? For last year. Remember he hurt his hamstring versus the Pacers? When was it? 2020 for OG. He was big. He was big. He's in the best shape of his career, in my opinion. I'm trying to get a photo, but comparable to that, I don't think I can find a photo right now, but he's in the best shape of his career. And he's playing like it. So these guys are conditioned for a 7-game series. So, yeah, man. Just get healthy, stay healthy. You know, Big Mitch, 22 boards, stay healthy with his foot. Jordan Clarkson, Shamit with the shoulder. But Brunson's always like banged up here and there. Hopefully we can get him a couple of days off at the end of the season. Josh Hart, you know, he's banged up. Always seems like he's always banged up, but always fighting through it. Mikel's always playing. Mikel, if he didn't hit that three, I know the offense today was kind of like 11 points, but he did hit a big three. And away we go, right? I mean, who else? And Mo D. I'm excited to watch him play in the playoffs. So, all right, guys. Let me get out of here. Enjoy your weekend. I will be back on Sunday talking Knicks as always against the Golden State Warriors. So make sure to look out for some more content. You guys are awesome. Once again, shout out to the community. Shout out to the crew. Yeah, I'm Anthony from KnicksNation. Enjoy your weekend. I'll catch you next time. Peace.
Brunson a three. Bang! Jalen Brunson does